Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a very happy first birthday to the Discord server, which began yesterday, a year ago, just in the wake of the video of the Miracle Sudoku. It seems unbelievable for both those events that they can be a bare year ago. A lot of Sudoku has flowed under the bridge since then, in my opinion. So much has moved on, in fact, but what better way to celebrate than by doing a puzzle that has been recommended by the Discord server in a weekly digest we get from the moderators. And this one is by Quinlux, who is one of those constructors who I think credits the Discord server and the input and the help from people on there with his improvement as a constructor during the year. Now, talking of construction, somebody remarked on yesterday's video what happened to the construction noises, and I was beginning to hope that something good had happened in that respect, but just as I pressed start on this, I heard the beginning of drilling and hammering next door, so we'll see how much that interferes with this video. First of all, I do want to congratulate some more people who have finished the Build Your Own Sudoku Puzzle Hunt with absolute rave reviews. Jacko Dreyer, whose surname may have been deliberately contrived to make it impossible for me to try and pronounce it right. Katja and Martin. And Katja said that her boyfriend was so intrigued as to what was taking her so long working on every evening that he started to help, which is great. We want more people doing variant Sudokus and puzzles. Kyle Watt and Melanie Matthews, and all of them congratulated Matches Martinka for his brilliant puzzle hunt, which was our Patreon May reward. Do check out our Patreon site. There's so much good content there. There's going to be more coming up. It really is something that we're very proud of as well, like the Discord server, which has nothing to do with us, but the Patreon does. So these are the ways that you can support the channel, frankly, is by joining those and by posting nice comments, which so many of you do. Now, that is that's the admin. No, that's not all the admin, because our Arrow app is coming out soon. To join our other apps, all available in links that are shown in the description field underneath. If you show more, you will find them all. They are very well worth your time. If you want a little more Sudoku to do, if you want to learn the techniques, that's going on, that they are available there. Also, of course, Podcast Pilot is up on all the podcast platforms. And we have been working on another episode. So we're really looking forward to the reaction to that. I'm not sure I am, actually, but I'm going to pretend I am for now. Right. What are the rules? Now, I have slightly changed the wording of the rules, so I'm praying I haven't messed them up. But for instance, they began with normal flower Sudoku rules apply, and I've never heard of flower Sudoku, so if I haven't, you probably haven't. So anyway, what I've written here is my understanding of the rules. So for the red cells in this puzzle, normal Sudoku rules apply, but for the red cells, the sum of their orthogonal neighbours. So for this 16 cell, it has these 4 orthogonal neighbours. The sum of those neighbours is equal to the sum of the clue in the cell, which is the 16, and whatever digit we enter in the cell. So if this was a 5, then 21 would be the sum of those 4 cells. Obviously, cells on the perimeter have, like this one, have fewer orthogonal neighbours. So the difference between that red cell and these 3 is going to be 0. So what that means is that those 3 cells add up to the number in that cell. Quinlux had couched this in terms of the difference, but without explaining which way that went. So although you can work that out in a way, because we have a 2 and a -2, I wanted to be absolutely clear that we can add the -2 to the number in the red cell there, and we'll get the total of those white cells. Okay, so those are the rules. Again, this is another one that is blowing my mind. There are 9 red cells in this puzzle. How on earth can this give a unique solution with that tiny amount of information? I don't know. We will find out if it can for me. Do give it a try on the link under the video, the first link under the video, which will take you to play the puzzle in our software. I'm going to try now. Let's get cracking. And, well, where do we start? Do we start in the corner where there are two cells next to each other, two clues? The 14 is big for this because there are two cells. These two have to add to 14 more than this one. So they must be at least 15. And then this one is the sum of these three. Oh, if they are 15, this will be a 1. So this must be 1, 2, or 3, because the most these two can add up to is 17 with a 9 and an 8. I don't think that's telling us all that much. If this was a 6, these would be 1, 2, 3, but... well, if it was a 6, okay, this would be a 9, this would be the 1, and then 2 and 3 would be a pair there. But there's a lot of degrees of freedom around there. Let's have a look at this 30, which is a big number. Now, okay, we can either look at these two cells, which have to be different, and these two cells, which have to be different because they're in the same row. We might get a bonus from considering these three, which have to be different here. Now, the maximum those can add up to is 24. This has to take the total up to 31 or more, so that has to be 7, 8, or 9. So there seem to be 2 degrees of freedom. Now, if it took it up to 33, which is the maximum for these 4 cells, 9, 8, and 7 there, and a 9 up here, then this is going to be 3, 2, or 1. Well, 33, sorry. If it took it up to 33, that's a 3. And the hammering has begun. 2 and 1 are the other possibilities. There seem, yeah, I think this 2 degrees of freedom thing is possibly the way to look at it. So these 3 cells could be 9, 8, 7, but they could add to as little as, if that was a 9 and this was a 1, then they could add to as little as 22. 31 minus 9 is 22. That would be 985 or 976. So they're always going to include a 9. That's worth pencil marking. I don't really know. Maybe I should be looking at these. A -2. I mean, this is a very low number, clearly. But I mean, in the context of a number that has 4 neighbours. Now, the trouble with this is there could be repeats amongst these. This time maybe 1 and 2 in the row, 1 and 2 in the column is 6. Okay, so this is 8 or 9. There is 1 degree of freedom here. So I think these must include a 1 in that row. They must include a 1 in that column. If this is an 8, they're both 1, 2 pairs. If it's a 9, there will be a 3 amongst these cells, just 1, 3. Now, does that work with this 2 clue? I don't know. I don't think it's that helpful, weirdly. Because this is 2 less than the total of these 4. Yeah, I mean, I obviously at the most it can be 9, and that could leave these adding up to, what, as much as 9 as far as I can see? This doesn't look the most helpful area. The difference between these, if this was the maximum, they could both be 9s, 18 there. And that could be a minimum 1. That would leave, so 25 would be the sum of 18 and 7. So that's, oh, I get confused about maximums and minimums. 18 there and 1 there would give 7 here, which therefore must be the maximum number for these 2 cells. Is that right? No, it's the minimum because they could reduce. Right, 7 is the minimum number for these 2 cells. Now, if they were 7 and this was the maximum 9, these 2 can only add up to a maximum of 6 then. It doesn't feel all that helpful. There's 4 degrees of freedom, so this can be, if they were 7, oh no, these couldn't be 1 and 1. They could be 1 and 2, so that would have to be a 6 at least. Again, I'm not really seeing how this helps. I mean, I read that this puzzle wasn't too hard, but I'm struggling. Let's have a look at this 3, which is at least in a box on its own, so all its neighbours have to be different. They have to be at least 1, 2, 3, 4. So this again has only 2 degrees of freedom. That is 7, 8, or 9. If it was a 9, these can be 1, 2, 3, 6, or 1, 2, 5, 4. They must all always include a 1 and a 2. Is that worth pencil marking? Not sure. Well, I mean, have we learned anything? Oh, look, we've got a 1, 2, 3 triple. These must include a 1, mustn't they? I think I'm certain that I concluded that this 1 degree of freedom here means that there's always a 1 in each row and column for these pairs. And there might be a 3. But anyway, this can't be a 1 if there must be a 1 in one of those two. That's taken 1 degree of freedom off everything here. So let's take 5 out of that, 7 out of that. I think we can definitely do that. Now, if this was well, what if this was an 8? Surrounded by 1s and 2s. Then this would have to be a 3. That would have to be a 9. We'd have lost the degree of freedom there entirely. Ooh, that being a 9. Yeah, this doesn't work. This doesn't work for a fascinating reason. And I don't know if this is the way to break in. But if this was an 8 over here, this would be a 3, which takes away the degree of freedom. This would be a 9. This couldn't be a 6 anymore, so it would be 8 or 7. Once there's a 9 in this box, this has to be an 8-7 pair to allow a 1 in there. So that's 8 or 7, that's 8 or 7, and this is broken. Good grief, if that's really the way we're meant to break in. I'm not seeing that as straightforward at all. But it does work. If this is an 8, we lose the degree of freedom here, and then suddenly none of these, because that becomes a 9, none of these can be 6, and there's too many of those to be 9, 8, 7 in that column. So that is a 9. I mean, that's not simple. Okay. Unfortunately, that doesn't take away the degree of freedom here at all. It does here. Takes off the 9 from that possibility. Are we really going to be able to use that? Oh no, what it does here, one of these has to be a 9 and the top 2 can't be now. So 9 goes in row 5, column 2. Let's take out the 9 possibilities there. In fact, if this is a 2, can these even be 8 and 6, 23? Yes, they can be if that's... No, but this can't be a 9 now. Of course they can't. Absolute nonsense. Total bobbins. Right, that's an 8. Now these are going to be 8 and 8, 16, 25 and 7 with a 2 here. Is that what they have to be? Yes, once I've lost the possibility of that being a 9 because of that, I've lost the degree of freedom. Good grief. Okay, that's 8 and 7. That's a 2 there. That makes this a 1-3 pair. That takes away the degree of freedom here. That's now a 1-2 pair. This can't be 1 or 2. 2 there means 2 is not down here. It's definitely in one of those 2 cells, and that can't be a 2. This can't be 8 or 9. Now that has to be 8 or 9. This can't be 3 anymore because the minimum they can add up to, the maximum they can add up to is 16. So that's 1 or 2 now. Oh, that can't be 8. Sorry, that is a 9. Yeah, that didn't fix this. Right, and let's remember this 0 clue. This is now This is, what is it now? This is now either a 6 or 7, and these three are either 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 4. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out yet. Oh, but it's intriguing how this does give some information. I'm just quickly going to check into this 2-cell. I don't think these have fixed this in any way at all. So never mind about that. Now, we've taken 9 out of here. So the most this can be is 8, in which case these have to add up to 12. They do add up to 12, 11 or 10. They can include one repeated digit. Oh, but it was all about what these two add up to. So 2 9s there and a 1 there is 17. So the again, I'm struggling with whether this is the least or the most. If they're at the maximum and that's at the minimum, then the minimum these can be is 7. No, 18, 24 and 1 is 25. Yes, 7. 7 is the least these can be. Now the most this can be is an 8. And then these have to add up to 5 at most. So we can take 5 out of them each. And they can't be a 3-4 pair. This has to be a 1. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant and brutal, actually. I don't see this as straightforward in any way. Anybody calling this approachable is a genius. Right, that 1 there is looking up at that cell. So that's a 3. That's a 1. That doesn't fix how we dispose this 1 and 2. This can't be a 1 anymore. That's taken another degree of freedom out. Does that fix this cell or this one? 18 and 2 is 16 difference. No, 18 versus 26. These have to be at least 8 now. At least 8 there. And the most we can add up to is 12. So this now has to be an 8 and this has to be a 3. I think that's all absolutely fixed. That's extraordinary how that's worked together. These, yeah, and these are now maxed at 9 and 9, and that's minned at 2, if that's a word. 18, 26, these add up to 8. With the 3 and 1, 11, 12 makes 8 and 4. That's amazing. Right, these two add up to 8. They can't have... Oh, they can't be 1, 7, because 1 can see both cells. They can't be 2, 6, because 2 can see both cells. Now, you might be tempted to see me put 3, 5 in, but actually they could both be 4s. So I'm going to be a little careful there. Now, this cell is seeing a 9 and an 8. That has become a 7. And that means these ones add up to 10. They're 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are from 2, 3, and 4. These are from 1, 3, and 4. That's giving me a triple in column 2, and I can fill in a 5 here. The fact that I've got this 7 makes this a 6. That makes this 1, 2, or 3. We can take out 4. And in fact, as well as the 2, it's seeing a 1 in one of those 2 cells now. So that's become a 3. This is so clever. Right, so we've got a 1, 2 pair at the top. Those are from 4, 5, and 7. These are from 1, 3, 4, and 6, but I can't write those in yet. 9. 9 can't be there, or there because of that. So that goes in. This is a 5, 6, 8 triple. Now, look, there's a 2, 3, 4 triple in row 8. 7, 1, 8. So 9 goes here. That's a 5, 6 pair. 3, 8, 1, 2, 9. This is 4, 6, or 7, mistype. Right, maybe, I don't know, can I use this yet? It can't be a 9 or an 8 now. Okay, that's interesting. So, the most this can be is a 7, in which case these 4 have to add up to 9. What's the minimum they can be? 1, 2, 1, and 3 there. 3, 4, 7. Oh, so there's 2 degrees of freedom there. That can be 3, 4, or 5. This can be 1, 2. 7, 3, 1, 1, 4, 5, 9. That could go up to 4, I reckon. Does that do anything for this 16? I don't think it does. That seems a very loose sum in these terms. Oh, that can't be a 3 because it C's a 3. Okay, I'm probably missing something here. 3 there. Oh, in fact, 3 in the column 2 has made that a 1-4 pair. That makes this a 2-3 pair. That makes this a 4. Oh, look, that does fix this cell as a 5. If I've got my maths right. Let's hope I have. Doesn't feel like an obvious. I suppose it can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, these now add up to 6. The minimum for these is a 1-2 pair. That's what it must be to allow a 7 in there. Oh, that's so clever. Right, that's fixed. 7 in box 1. We get a 4-5 pair there. 9, 6, and 3 to place in row 3. That one can't be a 9. That one can't be a 3. I love this. This is so bizarrely intricate. Oh, look, this is a naked single 8. It can see a 5-6 pair in its box, which helps determine that. 3 goes there. 1-7 pair here. That fixes this as a 4, and this as a 1. This isn't an 8 now, so 8's up there. No, 6 and 3. That's a 3, naked single again. 6 in the middle of that column. This is where 3 goes in row 3 now. That can't be a 3. 3, 5, 7. I don't know. Can I still... It's just... I'm not going to work on that yet. I think I can do more first. So there's a 3 in one of those two. 7, 2, 8, 3, 9, 1. 6 in row 4 has to be here. That gives us a 4-5 pair. 6, 3, 9. That can't be 6 anymore. What's going on in column? It's odd I haven't resolved those 1s and 2s yet. 1, 2, 9, 8, 3. That's 4 or 6. And that's 4, 5 or 7. 9s. These are the remaining 9 places in the grid. Little X-wing. Okay, what can this be then? 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. But these cells then have to add up to 17, 18, 20, 22, or... Sorry, hang on 1 second. I'll be back with you in a moment. So my apologies, real life does sometimes get in the way, but I do want to take this puzzle through to completion because I am loving it at this point. 6, 1, 2, 3, 2, 9, 5, 7, 8. No, what am I missing? Oh, this 14, of course. 6 and 9 are resolved now, so that's become a 1. That'll do. 1 there, 2 there. That fixes this 2-3 pair. Does that get anything else done? Not obviously. Oh, I was looking at this, wasn't I? This 16 was gonna... These were gonna have to add up to 17, 18... I don't know. It's still so unconstrained. I'm not fancying that as a place to attack. 1, 7, 3, 8, 9. So these, that's 2 or 5. That's 2, 5 or 6. 6 goes in one of these 2 cells. Oh, 7 and 8. Look, they've been fixed by a 7. That 8 means that 8 in box 7 goes there. 1, 9, 7, 8, 2, 5. They're from 3, 4, or 6. That one can't be a 6. It's just not quite falling over. Very neat bit of resistance by the puzzle. I'm going to have to think about this 16 now, aren't I? I think I really am. Right, come on. 16. So these have to add up to 16 plus whatever's in this cell. So if it's a 1, maybe I should look at the whole box. 10 there, take away from 45. The secret is that 1 to 9 add up to 45. Take off 10. These add up to 35. And this one... Trouble is, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm still not going to do that. I'm going to find some other way, he says, with a degree of confidence not warranted by everything that has gone before. Let's put a 5 in one of those two cells. 9, 1, 8, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. One of those is a 7. Oh, maybe I haven't finished off. Look. I haven't finished off both of these. Right, 8 plus 4 is 12. 1, 3, and 4 is 8. That is a 4. That is going to fix things, because 4 is a possibility in all of the cells above. Right, that is better. Now, that must all, let's just check the math here. 26 from 2 lots of 13. Yes, that's fine. 4, 2, 9, 3, 4, 8, 3, 1, 9. No, that didn't really resolve everything here. That's become a 9 though. That looks reasonably helpful. 6 there fixes 5 down there. That fixes 5 up here. We get a 4 there. Now, one of those is a 4. It's not quite the way I want to be looking at this. But this is now 7. No, not 7. 8 or 9. Right, now we can surely do this. In fact, we must be able to determine the parity of that. These, because 16 is an even number, and plus the red cell plus the ones around it must still be even. And the other 3 cells, they're also even. This has to be odd. Oh, in fact, it's obvious it's a 9 from that X-wing. Didn't need the parity stuff at all. Now, right, 9, 18, 25. So these 5 cells add up to 20. Subtract 16, divide by 2, you get 2, and that must be the central number. So 1 there, 4 and 8. Let's just check the maths. 8, 12, 17, 18, which equals 16 plus 2. Yes. So now I feel we are on the home stretch at last. Thought I was before, and I absolutely wasn't. 2, 7. Got a 3, 8 pair here. 1 and 4 there. 6, 3, 9, 1, 7. 8, 1, 4, 2, 9, 3. Oh, don't know what that is. I can believe that this resolves now, but I mean, it's been a very pretty puzzle. 1 in column 3 has to be there. That makes this a 4. Yeah, then we get the rest of box 4 done and box 7. That is going to help us complete almost everything in box 8. 4 and 5 there. 3, 9, 4, so 8 and 3 there. We've got a 5 and 2 here. We've got a 4 and 8, a 7 and 5, and the last pair is an 8 and 7. That is a lovely puzzle. Well, now I know what normal flower Sudoku rules are, and I'll know what to do if we get another puzzle like that. But that's a really brilliant introduction to it. Thank you for the recommendation. Well done to Discord. Happy birthday. And thank you to Quinlux. Thank you for watching, of course, as well. And if you support the channel, thank you for that. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.